We're in my personal garage today. Cleaned up my cart, and so I thought, let's make a video. I've had this cart for about 7 years now. It's a Mac Tools. A lot of other manufacturers build the same style box where it has the sliding top on it. Back when I was wrenching professionally, I wanted this cart for a long time, and I finally found one used. So I purchased it, and I couldn't have been happier with the way it worked out. Now, of course, this is just how mine is set up. You know, you guys have all your own preferences and stuff, but I went through a lot of trial and error, so hopefully this kind of saves somebody some time. But yeah, I'll show you how I got it organized and why I have it the way it is. I do like to keep this whole area open, and that's just because it makes it so I can have parts and stuff when I'm doing jobs or I'm going from bay to bay. I can have all of this room available for me to put parts or you know, whatever else I need to put up here. Instincts, definitely my go-tos. These just hold up so well, and they seem to have the best grip as far as screwdrivers go. So up top, I do like to keep just a couple of things, like a flip socket and a really low torque stick, and then also just a nice snap-on half-inch torque wrench. Just because I use these every single day, and it's nice to have them readily available. Blue Point does make these little magnetic holders. They're kind of cool because you can stick them anywhere, but they're magnetic. I just kind of stick this here so I have somewhere to put stuff. This is kind of a catch-all. I wish it wasn't in here actually, but it is convenient to have something like that. And they make other sizes too, like these two here. So this is like a, I don't know, it's like 12, yeah, 12. So this is like 12 inches. This one's 8 inches, and then this one is going to be your 6-inch one. But they're just super handy, and they can handle quite a bit of weight. Like I bet I could put like a torque wrench up there and it'd still be fine. Yeah. So cool. I do keep a plethora of magnets on this side. I just hate it when I need a certain type of magnet and it's not nearby, because if I drop a bolt and it goes into like an engine bay or something, I don't want to have to walk back to my main box, because then I'll probably forget where I dropped it. So as far as pry bars go, all of my most of my pry bars are Mayhew. These are the Dominators, and Mayhew actually makes the pry bars for a lot of the tool trucks out there. So I just go straight to Mayhew. You can get these off Amazon for a decent price. But yeah, that's kind of my go-to. But this box has definitely served me well. I have not been kind to it. I did buy this used, but this thing was like in mint condition when I bought it, and you can tell all of these scratches, and I wasn't shy about it. If I needed somewhere to work, I did use this as a work surface a lot, and it definitely took the brunt of it, but it's held up, so I can't complain. But up in this top drawer, a bunch of my sockets and stuff. When I first started, I got these little rails, and you can buy these anywhere. Like these are from like this is Harbor Freight, this is a Craftsman. But I really do like these types of rails because they take up so much less space, and you're able to fit so many more sockets on these rails. I know it's a little bit more difficult to tell what each socket is because there's no designation. So the way I have it set up, I used it every single day, so I know exactly where every single socket is. I did just pick these up recently. These are the mid-length gear wrench sockets. They're 3/8 inch. I haven't used them yet, but they do look pretty cool. One thing I don't like about these rails is that these clips can break quite often. So when you're going to reach for one, they can break off, and that gets kind of frustrating, but you can always buy more. If you don't know already, pinless designs are way better, in my opinion anyway, than your typical, let's see if I have one, like this one. This one's super rusted out and everything. I don't know why it's in here, to be honest, but it just has a pin going through the center of that ball. Then it has a spring on the bottom of that, so it has some tension. These don't have just a single pin. They're all grooved in there, and so it gives that range of motion to be much smoother. Seems like these hold up a lot better just in general. This one is a Craftsman, but a lot of the other manufacturers make this, and I would definitely recommend this over the pin design. I can't tell you how many times I've broken this style before. Same with all of these. So like these are all the pin designs. These are snap-ons pin swivel sockets. These are the impact. Gear Wrench actually makes a pinless set that goes from like 10 to like 19 or something like that. and I would definitely recommend those. These pin designs, they just, I don't know, the range of motion is just not all that smooth, and they break. These longer 1/2 inch ones, they won't stick up, so I put a magnet down here so that when I'm opening and closing the box, they don't go all over the place. 1/4 inch extensions here. I usually have some ratchets here, like my go-tos, but they're actually over here. So I've been organizing my boxes around and stuff, so I put all my ratchets in here. And so this is actually my go-to ratchet. What's up, buddy?
I got new Pokemon.
Cool.
A really cool one.
Desmond. This is definitely my go-to. Here, I'll just bring these with the. So these ones, and then like a 1/2 inch, probably that one. I'm not gonna bring it over. But I would have these ratchets up here for quick, my go-tos, and I always reach for these. I always had I had the snap-on ratchets. Just like with the 120 tooth, they're just so nice, and this guy has never failed me, and I use it every day. Same with the 1/4 inch. I just love the indexed or the detent head. I just love it. I do have the snap-on 1/4 inch. This is the 72. This is just a lot smaller than the other two, and so I did reach for this quite a bit. 3/8 1/2 inch extensions. And then I bought these not too long before I left wrenching, but a bunch of hex sockets there. The Flank Drive Plus set. This is by far the best wrench set, and I can't recommend it enough. It's a little bit pricey, but you really get what you pay for with these snap-on wrenches. Pick set. I got the snap-on ones, but really you can get whatever you want. These are, I mean, you reef on them enough and all of them are gonna break. So, and I got some Matco long ones. I do really like these. I bought these when I first started wrenching. These are the Gear Wrench Flex heads. They do break just about like any other ratcheting wrench. I just love how these feel and how well they work. As far as pliers go, I do have my Cobras. Now these are Craftsman branded. If you ever run across these branded, and they're Knipex, but they're branded differently. So you'll have a Knipex and it'll say Cornwell on it, or it'll say Matco on it. Always try to find the one that doesn't have a brand on it, because typically if you buy them and it says Craftsman or something like that, the tool truck won't warranty them. Even though this is, a Knipex and it's made in Germany, they'll say that it's just not warrantyable. You have to go through Craftsman themselves. So that's a tip. I have just some basic snap-on pliers. This is a Genius set. I love this set. This is, as far as like a value goes, one of the best wrench sets I've ever bought. I haven't checked the price on them recently, but I do love these. I always reach for these first before any of my other wrenches. I do have, let's see, so back here, I do have a bunch of different wrenches that I can choose from. I have the whole Gear Wrench ratcheting set, but I always reach for those Genius ones because they're just so nice to grab. They've got all the necessary sizes that I would need. The one thing I don't like about it is when I'm doing something really tight, these edges are like square. And so when you're really going at it, this like digs into your skin. It's just not that comfortable. But for most applications, it's not bad. Bottom drawer. So this is kind of my air tools. And so I quit wrenching about 4 years ago. And so I don't know if I'd still be using a whole lot of air tools. I mean, of course, 1/2 inch I'd probably still use. This is an IR titanium. I bought this when I first started, and this is like my go-to every day. I mean, if you're gonna get a 1/2 inch, just go for this. It's indestructible, and it is so powerful and so light. I do have the MG325. I use this quite a bit, but honestly, if I was still in the industry, I'd probably just reach for like a 1/2 inch or a 3/8 Milwaukee. If you guys are familiar with this is like everybody's favorite. It has just got so much torque, and it's just super shallow. A couple other cool tools that I have. This is actually from Harbor Freight, and it's an impacting ratchet. And I actually loved this thing. Again, I probably wouldn't use it if I were in the industry today, just because I'd probably go to something more cordless. But I did love this. It had just enough torque to get those stubborn fasteners out. Onyx 1/2 inch super shallow. I use this a lot for brakes and stuff. And you can see on most of my air tools, not all of them, but most of them, I have this universal joint. I bought these off the Cornwell truck, And man, these are just a game changer when I was doing this professionally. It just lets you get in much tighter spots. And so I did it just to like the ratchet, and then I started doing it to all of them. And it's just, if you haven't done it, I would definitely recommend it. They're super expensive. These are made by Cornwell, but I think there's some comparable brands out there. I imagine these are just rebranded anyway. So if I can, I'll find some comparable ones, and I'll give you a link to those. Inflator. This is an OEM Tools, and OEM Tools does make a lot of tools, but this is, I believe, the same exact thing as like an Astro Pneumatic, because I know Matco has the exact same one. As far as cordless, all of my cordless is going to be Milwaukee. I don't have any Snap-on or DeWalt or anything like that. Can't say anything but good about Milwaukee stuff. I bought this recently. It's the Fuel 1/4 inch. Definitely a nice pickup. I also have just the regular 1/4 inch, not the Fuel, and this was my favorite tool. Now it's of course the Fuel. Also, these nitro gloves. These are the Ravens. If you guys need a recommendation for some gloves, I would definitely recommend the Raven gloves. They're super nice and super strong. I would go through maybe 2 pairs a day wearing these, and I would be in them all day long. So these are definitely a good pickup. But yeah, I know this was kind of a short one today, but kind of got bored, so I thought, well, I'm gonna make a video about my tools. And I know I do have a toolbox tour on my channel already, but I kind of cleaned up my tools and I wanted to make a new video. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you.